I want to introduce you to one of the apps that I use the most on my phone, although you could use it on an iPad as well, or probably find a similar thing on an Android device, but I'm using Apple here. I use my phone more than my iPad because my phone has an 8 megapixel camera. The app is this one right here. It says DocScan. I think it says DocScan HD online. And if I were to select that icon, I'm going to scan in a picture of my son here, but I use this most of the time for documents. And if I were to take and kind of line it up on him there, and I press the picture button, you'll see it automatically found 3 of the corners of the picture. And you can go and change it, or you could choose to crop if you want to by dragging the edges. So you could either move it individually like that to get the corners. This is nice because if you're shooting on a little bit of an angle, you still can take and make the picture look right. But you could take and crop out big sections by dragging aside if you wanted to as well. But I'm just going to go with something like this here and click Next. Now once I have that, and just like the other place, I can zoom in and zoom out if I want to. I can change the color or the brightness. Probably should have left those normal so the picture would have looked best in the end. Typically I don't change those much. But I have 3 options here. I can either go with the original. I could tell it that I want it in color, which just kind of ends up messed up. Or I can do black and white. Usually if I'm taking pictures of documents, I'll go with black and white, and then it's real clear, you know, the white background versus the black print. I'm going to choose to save this. Put in a title. So if I put that in, I've made folders so I can have things in like a Math 7 folder, a Math 8 folder, a Bible folder for finding later easily if I want to. Now I can go through, and if I want to click several things, so several pages in a document, I just go and click right up here for more pictures of that. I can choose this and go over to the pictures that I have stored on my camera and then do some editing with them there in this program. But I'm just going to go with this one picture for now. If I want to save things as separate files or separate, I'm going to go to a PDF. Then you have to click this little folder here, and you can see the scans that I haven't deleted yet, some pinhole camera pictures of my students. But then if I click this Add a New Folder, it'll make something that's going to be a new file. But now for what you can do with these things is I'm going to pick my picture of Jonathan here, and usually what I just do with them is I export them. So I have this little icon right there, and I can choose to export it or send it out of my camera all these different ways. I could choose to email it to myself. I'm not hooked up to AirPrint, send it to a photo album. Usually I do upload. I use this in tandem a ton with Dropbox, but you could also do it with your OneDrive account through school, or eventually we may have Google Apps for Education, in which case then you'd have a Google Drive, similar to your email. But I just click Dropbox. Now I can change the file name if I want to. I can send it as a picture. A JPEG is a picture file, or I can send it as a PDF. A PDF is kind of like a Word document, but it's opened in Adobe, and the nice part about it is any computer can open it. It doesn't matter if you're running a PC or a Mac, you have the newest version of Word, an old version of Word, every computer should be able to open up a PDF. I'm just going to send this as a JPEG to my Dropbox account, so I'll just hit send. But I could pick a folder if I wanted to put it in my camera uploads folder or something. I could hit send, and boom, it's there. We'll probably have a separate video where I show you how I've linked Dropbox to my computer so I can real easily grab things out of Dropbox. But here's, this is 13 files, this one's not quite as big. But if I wanted to, I could take the picture of the foosball tournament bracket from 8th grade where Mrs. Marsman and I were champions, and if you scan in you can see, other than our poor handwriting, it's good resolution there. This I did the black and white. But I'm going to choose to take and upload this to Dropbox. Then I'd pick it as a PDF, and then it shows up as just a normal document there. I use this to scan in like my math answers, then I can edit them in a different program. But this program is sweet. I use it for all of my document scanning, and if you have at least an 8 megapixel camera, I don't think people will notice that you didn't do it on a machine. This actually scans better than my home printer scanner. So like I said, it should be free. I'd encourage you to check it out, and should have another video up here that talks about using Dropbox or Google Drive to make it real easy to get the files off of it, or you could just email it to yourself and download it through email, but that's a couple extra steps. It's no fun. Have a great day.